Welcome back, everybody. We have another session of Know Your Operator. This time around, we're hosting Muhammad and Kwan from Forbole. Very happy to have you guys with us.
Thanks.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yeah.
Like always, we'll be going over what they do, who they are, how they got into the space, and they'll tell us a bit about their operations. I think first and foremost, welcome. Thank you very much for making the time. It's a pleasure to have you. For those of you who don't know, Forbole are involved with SSV for a while. They're one of the SSV favorites, so to speak. Very cool team. Very happy to have you guys. Maybe you could, maybe we could kick it off with you guys introducing yourselves, talking about a bit about the company, what you do, what led you to this.
Sure. Hey, thanks for having us today. I'm Kwan. I'm co-founder of Forbole. So my previous experience was from digital marketing, and in 2017 I had a chance to study on blockchain, and then I fell in love with blockchain, and then I started studying how blockchain could solve some Web2 problems, and then my partner Terence and I formed Forbole, and then we accidentally joined the Cosmos ecosystem, and then we started validating Cosmos Hub and became a validator on multiple proof of stake chains.
That's a great accident to have. I mean, when I have accidents, they don't look like that.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed Say. I'm a lead research engineer at Forbole. I have a diverse background. Also, I gained my PhD in systems and biomedical engineering. Also, I have more than 12 years of professional experience regarding the IT and operation technology and cybersecurity domains in different industries and technologies regarding medical devices, biotechnology, pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical. Finally, I landed on the blockchain tech with Forbole. And this was my ultimate aspiration as to join both the academic and industrial background to formulate state-of-art technologies and application with Forbole.
It's a great introduction. Actually, my personal background is also in the marketing, so I can definitely relate more to Kwan. And we always have to have the smart guy on the call, so that's Muhammad. Great. When you hit your website, you go into the homepage, the first word you see is co-building the Interchain. I love the slogan, but maybe you guys could share a few words about what the Interchain actually is for you, from your perspective.
Well, the Interchain originally was introduced by the Cosmos ecosystem, and then the Interchain is like connecting different blockchains together to become a whole ecosystem. So have been in Cosmos ecosystem for a while, and then we understand that actually it doesn't have to be anything directly built on Cosmos. So the Interchain is an idea that linking multiple blockchains together, that with intercommunication between chains. Like, for example, we can build something that connects Cosmos Hub with Ethereum or even with Solana, right? So at the end, it could be something happening on the protocol level, but also we need some user interface application that would bridge different ecosystem together to become a whole crypto blockchain ecosystem. That's the thing that we understand.
That's a great intro. I think that what users would like to know is, what is your typical user? What does he look like? Who is the typical guy or person that would go into Forbole and use you guys? For what purpose?
So currently, there are a lot of token holders on different ecosystems that would delegate the tokens to Forbole, and but we also would like to introduce or educate the mass market about crypto, and that is why we built some applications, and we have been doing a lot of communications in different regions. like in Asia and also in Europe as well. And then we developed a Blox Explorer and a wallet that eventually we would like to introduce to the mass market by using crypto. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're following the Cosmos interchain idea through the network offering.
Yeah.
So if you scroll a little bit down to the website, you see, just like any other project in the space, all the companies or the projects they're involved with. In your case, there are, I stopped counting, but I think there's over 30 projects you guys are involved with from different topics. You know, you took the interchain to the next level. I think I would like to know why those projects and how you guys end up selecting them.
Okay, so we started with Cosmos, and then so the first project we studied was Cosmos Hub, and so we chose Cosmos ecosystem because so originally we would like to develop a chain which solves the social network issues in the Web2 world. Yeah, I think a lot of people understand that the social networks are basically highly centralized and then controlled by some big companies. And then we would like to disrupt that. And this is how we started learning about Cosmos, because of the Cosmos SDK. It was a very easy to use SDK that we can start building something, we can start building a chain. And that is how we start studying the background about Jaquan and Ethan Buckman, and then we watch a lot of videos and some papers that they talked about, and then so we started with Cosmos Up, and then we learned about Solana. Again, when we learned about Solana, we start looking at the story behind the founders, and Tony. And then it was so interesting. And then we talked to the team. We worked with them for a while, and then we loved the technology behind. And then we started, and then we invested Solana, and then start validating Solana. So this is basically how we like choose a network or participate in the project. So we always would try to understand why the founders are doing that and how they came up with that solution to a particular problem. Yeah.
It's a very interesting topic, because again, maybe Mohammed can share a bit more from his perspective, but it's one thing to vet the founders or the reason why the project is there, but then to see that the technology is actually needed at scale and not something niche or something that is, solves a small problem is not an easy thing to do. So maybe you could explain a little bit more about how you vet it technologically.
So okay, for example, like Cosmos or Solana or even Flow, we started early, and then we joined the testnet. We asked a lot of questions, and then we do try to see if that actually could solve the problem. Like, for example, like Flow, I was quite interested in how they break the consensus layer with like they have a consensus node, they have execution node, and then they have the verification node, etc., etc. So they actually break the whole process into different actors, and different actors would be like executing or acting for different roles to eventually come up with the whole results. And I quite like how they go with that direction, and and eventually works. So yeah.
So what you guys are doing essentially is you're selecting your project, right? You go and decide whether the founders, the project, the technology is suitable for, let's say, your time and effort. Right. And then I think what most of the users would like to know is what you guys bring to, what do you bring to the table? What is the added value of having Forbole join your community or your network? Maybe a few words about that. Yeah.
Okay, we are a very interesting team because we don't actually have a headquarters, and we are a team in Hong Kong, in Taiwan. We have teammates in Italy, in UK, and Mohammed right now is in Egypt. So we are quite distributed, and then and that is one of the reason why we are trying to do different things, and we can reach different communities. And I think a lot of projects would like to work with us because they understand that we can reach different users. And because of my previous experience, I work on a lot of marketing projects. I quite focus, or I quite understand that we need good communications to let the end users understand what the projects are. And I think that's the added value to those projects as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you guys, I mean, I'm going to ask it from my personal question kind of thing, because we also deal a lot with marketing, and we know how difficult it is to keep communications up and running. Any words of advice on that front?
Advice. I think that's quite difficult, but I think there are, when you are facing the mass market, they all have different questions. And then I think most of the time they are they would prefer response rather than waiting for like months without any responses and without any solutions. So I think communicating with them should be responsive, and we need to give them some insights on what the market is going. We keep making content on Instagram, on our blog, and we also would send newsletter to our users. So yeah, keep updating them and be responsive. I think that's very important.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. The next section, I would like to, again, you guys deal with so many different projects, like you mentioned, Interchain, Cosmos kind of connects everything together, but I want to focus us a little bit on your experience with POS staking in particular, because that's what we're here to discuss in the end of the day. That's what most of the users in the network are interested in knowing. So you have an interesting perspective over different types of POS staking, different solutions. I'm sure Solana has a very particular one that they offer. Maybe you could share a few words from your perspective of sort of how you see POS staking, having worked with so many different companies, and how do you think it's going to evolve in the next year?
I think proof of stake staking, well, fundamentally it solves the environmental problem of proof of work, right? And because of proof of stake, we don't have to spend all of, we usually have a very fast block time, and it makes transaction pretty fast. And proof of staking eventually let us have more opportunities to create more applications on decentralized as well, on Web3. So yeah, and it also led more talents to join the market, right? In proof of work, mining, maybe sometimes only those large pools, they could mine Bitcoin or Ethereum, but in proof of stake, I think it lets more young talents to join the market. They can study more on decentralization or Web3. What do you think, Mohammed?
Yeah, Yeah, I confirm about all of that you talk about it. And yes, the proof of stake is better in the performance of the transaction per second, and also gives the versatility of how we can actually improve from the computation resources, and actually also keep in mind in the environment, because yes, as proof of stake, it's, as we know, that need lower computational resources rather than the proof of work, and that is greener, and that's what actually all of even the Ethereum moving to acquire more community, and also acquire more inputs from the society, and to give back to the environment. Yeah.
When there are more applications that be built on blockchains, we can reach larger markets, and it eventually would let more users to have a taste on crypto, and then they start learning more about crypto and blockchains.
Yep. Great. I mean, lowering the barriers of entry to a space that's been very difficult to enter so far is definitely something that is interesting for a lot of players. I think I'd like to, you mentioned something very interesting about bringing more developers to build dApps or build solutions on existing. Could you explain or expand on that? Because I think a lot of newcomers into the space would like to know what their opportunities are. You know, what can they do on something like POS that couldn't have been done earlier?
Like, because with POS, like even on Ethereum, right? With POS after the merge, so like many applications can be run on the proof of stake network that would speed up the transactions. Like in the proof of W environment, we cannot achieve fast transaction, and as a result, we cannot have responsive applications like we are seeing on Web 2, right? So that's why in Web 3, like for example on Ethereum, is the experience. Well, we have seen some marketplaces on Ethereum, right? But the experience on those marketplaces are just bad because we have to wait for finishing the transactions, right? And we can't build any Web 2, like some performance similar to Web 2 applications like social network or some gaming applications that really work on the proof of work blockchains. So I think proof of stake, and with the current proof of stake environment or ecosystem, we can see a lot of different frameworks appearing on different ecosystems. We can have the Cosmos SDK or the Substrate that work on Forbole, and then we can also like build an EVM chain with the proof of stake consensus engine, right? And then we can still use Solidity to deploy a contract and create another dApp that can be run with pretty good responsiveness. So when the applications can have such performance, it opens up many opportunities for developers and for the end users to understand more of this world.
That's a great answer. I couldn't agree more, by the way, from our perspective. Even thinking about participating in mining wasn't even an option unless you had a very low temperatures outside or very low costs of electricity where you're staying. So either one or. I do want to ask you a few more questions regarding staking, because you do have a particular perspective, having worked with so many different protocols. From your end, again, there is no right or wrong answer, but what's the next big thing? What's your next big bet in this space?
Next big bet. Well, of course, we do think Ethereum 2.0 is very important, and we think that it will be linked to the whole interchain, because we see a lot of different cross-chain protocol happening in the ecosystem. At the same time, Forbole developed a chain called Desmos, and then it has been launched, and it will be a protocol for building social applications, social network applications. So what we would see, the next big thing would be many things related to social, and we don't see, well, we will link different ecosystems together. So if you see how blockchain or crypto has been evolved from Bitcoin to Ethereum to DeFi to NFT, right? You see that more and more people are joining the whole ecosystem, the crypto world, the crypto space. And NFT is a very important part for social. It will be related to social. And so we think, yeah, anything related to social, NFT, metaverse will be the next big thing. And then Ethereum 2.0 and, you know, Cosmos ecosystem or any other proof of stake network will be linked together through different bridges or interchain or cross-chain protocol. So
that's
it's like
super interesting.
Yeah.
Super interesting. I mean, for my question, the first thing that comes to mind, first of all, it's a great timing to talk about social, especially for crypto now that Facebook and all these stocks are dropping like crazy. So perfect opportunity for that. I want to take a question that is sort of off-chain. It's not really crypto related, but we do have this. I mean, I have this question comes to mind all the time. I'm not an NFT expert, far from being a metaverse expert. What do you guys think that the play Facebook made becoming Meta is, or how it could affect us in the crypto space? I mean, you guys are talking about Interchain being connected on the crypto side, and these guys are offering a metaverse, which is the quite opposite side of Interchain connectability. Right. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about that.
I think because of my previous background in digital marketing, I actually predicted about that quite long ago. I would, well, eventually what Facebook is building is just the matrix. And
I'm gonna quote you on that. That's great.
Like, would like to be the god. And with metaverse from Meta, it will be something that controlled by Facebook or Meta entirely. And well, but you know, humans are humans. Yeah, they would just pick the most easiest way to get into that environment to get the enjoyment. So to be honest, personally, I don't like what's happening with the metaverse from Meta, but we can't stop that because we are humans. What we can do is to build the metaverse in crypto space and try our best to promote crypto, try our best to let people understand that you can control everything that by yourself, you can protect your own data. Yeah.
I mean, that educational side, you can see it a lot in staking. Obviously, it's completely different. People who entrust their private keys or don't entrust their private keys, security reasons. Most of the newcomers don't really know what their options are. Right. You know, what I'm asking myself, and I'm asking it out loud, is no publicity is bad publicity, they say. So if Facebook is incorporating metaverse, and we can agree that it's something that the crypto guys came up with first in that sense. Yeah. Do you think it's more helpful or more damaging to the space? That's such an aggressive move.
Well, I believe that currently a lot of people understand, or maybe they are interested in metaverse or NFT. They don't really understand about crypto. So I cannot say this is good or bad. is the way to let some people get into crypto. But maybe we would also see a lot of bad results. But yeah, I can't define good or bad. At least it's a way to let more people step into crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does that make Facebook or Meta a crypto company? I'm not sure.
Don't think so.
Probably not. Probably not. Yeah. All right. That's very interesting to know. I mean, social media is probably, I mean, as far as I can remember, not that I've been in the space for so long, since 2016, I've seen countless projects trying to tackle this social media topic or this problem of sharing your information, how to monetize it, how to do it. Is it shared on one platform? Can it be used on other stuff? So I think that all ties in very nicely with the NFTs and the metaverse. I can see how social media would be, or social activity would be the next big thing in the space. Right. You heard it first here, guys. Don't forget. You heard it first here. All right. So I usually try to keep these conversations a little, I mean, in around 30 minutes. Obviously, we were over that for now. I do want to ask you, before the final question, I do want to ask you a few more things about your future plans. We've heard about the social media. Is there anything in particular that you guys are waiting to release, or that your community is waiting to hear from you? I think there would be a great opportunity to share that.
So the project we initiated, Desmos, has been launched, and it's been listed on Osmosis as well. And we are planning ecosystem grant that we will encourage developers to build some projects, some dApps on Desmos. And we would like to see how Desmos applications could be linked to different, or connect to different ecosystem. So like for example, we have a feature called Desmos Profile that is very similar to Keybase, but it's all decentralized. So you can create your profile, and then you can save your crypto proof on chain. Then that actually means that that profile is an identity representing an account on somewhere else. It can connect to a chain account, or it can connect to some centralized social media accounts. And what we are going to do is to connect it to Solana or Ethereum. Think about that. If you can save your crypto proof on your profile, that means your identity is an identity on chain, decentralized, and it has to prove that you are the owner of an Ethereum account which holds an NFT, right? Then you can use that profile to link with your NFT as an avatar. And because like currently on Twitter, you don't understand, you don't know if you hold that JPEG, if you're the owner, right? So if we have that linkage between some social media accounts or your chain accounts, which actually prove that you're the owner of an NFT or some other assets, then it's a social status. And so this is what we are going to do, and then we would like to see more interesting social applications built on Desmos. This is what we are pushing forward in the first half of 2022.
Wow, that's super interesting. I mean, one of the things that non-crypto people usually ask me is that, why won't I just download the JPEG and put it on my Twitter account?
Yeah.
I mean, just right on topic. So that's great. And by the way, a funny side comment, when we started working on the SSV Discord community, we used a lot of references from Desmos. I think that you have one of the nicest setups on Discord across the entire ecosystem. So hats off. Definitely worth visiting, checking out the moderation, checking out the announcements. one of the top servers that do it in at least in the staking space, in my opinion.
Thank you.
So great job on that. All
Thanks.
right, guys, final question for the day. Something that usually comes up from our community is, why the hell should I choose you guys as my operators on ssv? You guys are interested in so many different projects. You guys do a bit of everything. Why or why should we focus all of our attention and time on you guys if you guys are focusing your attention on so many different things?
So so we have been in the space in the proof of stake ecosystem for quite some time, and then we are a distributed team. We actually work 24/7. Even for past week, Lunar New Year, we didn't have a holiday. We keep working on upgrades and bug fix, on different chains, and then and we keep communicating with our users, and we write articles and marketing materials in multiple languages as well. So you can keep seeing us everywhere. And I think communication with our delegators is very, very important. And we have talents like Muhammad, right? He's he's an expert in security and infrastructure.
Yeah.
And Muhammad loves ssv very much.
Actually, yes. Yes, actually, ssv, it's have the good smart things in actually in handling the most issue regarding the performance and security for the Ethereum staking, and that is very interesting in how the keys are split and shared and in decentralized fashion. That is actually very good. Also, I would like to add also regarding the to select us in the infra team, actually is working tirelessly to ensure our nodes performance, security management are maintained at the excellent level. Thanks for our infrastructure team. And also we came up with some innovation solution regarding the node management, and adopted some of the best practice actually in the industry and in the community. And we are happy to share our knowledge and experience as validators in other ecosystems with the community for the Ethereum staking, and also that everyone in Forbole actually is full of passion to help and to support. Yeah.
Great answer. I mean, I can definitely attest to that. I can also say that after this call, you guys will try to translate this to both Chinese and English, so you can have the transcript in both languages. Like they mentioned earlier, they're all over the globe, so maybe in the future, different languages, maybe even Muhammad will translate it to Arabic.
Yeah.
They're very involved with ssv, very experienced. You guys can check out their results on the operator page. Dean will share it in the background. You can see their performance, very communicative. You can reach out to them on the dedicated Discord channel, and you can reach out to them on their dedicated Discord channels. I'm sure that you'll get an answer pretty quickly. Kwan and Muhammad, it's been an absolute pleasure hosting you guys.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
Our team loves working with you guys, and we're happy to have you with us. We'll share the video. You guys can share it in your community as well. And we hope to have another sort of call in the near future.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
For sure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys very much.